Narcissists. What do you feel when I say that term? And so I can recognize now that I wanted to remove stigma off of psychological concepts in order for me to be able to see what the heck was going on, because I wanted to get out of my personal way. But I can realize that life had to put me into a situation where I experienced it. So you guys have seen my emotion if you've been watching any of my videos about my last relationship. And because I've allowed myself to now share my frustration of the dynamic that was going on. And, and that has allowed me to actually see, the whole element and my part in that element. Because now I can recognize, looking back for 3 years, that there was never any reconciliation in our disagreements. It was always just enough. She would just give enough to make me feel like there was hope that, someday we were going to have this reconciliation and really get into a deep relationship. But it was very clear after the relationship that she had taken the point of view that she was 100% the victim and I was 100% the villain. Yet she was not willing to, even take accountability for that. So I had to see through that pattern. And so the point is that you have seen me wobble. You have seen me wobble from the having no narcissist, having no stigma, sharing the pattern of it, and then seeing like my actual experience is, the emotions that come up, the anger and the humiliation, the sadness of my own part in the whole thing. But what being able to wobble in that understanding allows me that I can return to that anger and sadness when necessary so that pattern doesn't develop in my life again. But it also allows me to look at it from their perspective. When I can go back to no stigma, I can understand that the whole element of that way of experiencing life and framing life is simply trying to push shame forward. They have no relationship with shame, so that any coming up against shame and dealing with that is literally a fused identity, and like that's the collapse of their self. And when you recognize it from that point of view, it's like they're like that's an awful way to go through life. So you get stuck in this position of empathizing with the other person, but also taking care of yourself, to make sure that you're adjusting so that you move forward without your patterns.